Hi there folks, today we're going to be making fast and easy low-carb macaroni and cheese. When I say fast and easy, I mean it. In fact, this is going to be faster than you could prepare ordinary high-carb macaroni and cheese. Now, in order to make a low-carb macaroni and cheese, you need two things. First thing is a low-carb equivalent for the macaroni, and there are some low-carb pastas out there. They're not as accessible as one might like, and I'm not sure that all of them are as low carb as they claim. So that's one option if you want to get those. Another option that I've seen a lot of people use on the internet is shredded cauliflower, or and if you bake it, it will get soft enough to serve as a macaroni substitute. But that requires a lot of effort, and it's not fast and easy enough, and it also has some cleanup time and things. So that's not what we're going to be using. What we're going to be using is something that I recently discovered is an awesome substitute for low-carb macaroni. And what that is extra firm tofu. This container contains 4 servings, and each serving is less than a single gram of carb once you take out the dietary fiber, and so it's about half a gram of carb per serving. Now, right here, we have a single serving of the extra firm tofu. And what I'm going to do right now is something that I came up with. I haven't seen other people do it, but I think it adds to the food experience. And what we're going to do is slice the tofu very thinly, less than 1/4 of an inch per slice. And once we've done that, we're going to get this last cut, do it carefully. There we are. Once we've done that, we're going to cut it this way. And again, same very thin, less than 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch or less per slice. And what that does for us, as you will immediately be able to intuit, is that gives us these marvelous little tofu pieces, which in color and texture and consistency and size are not unlike a piece of cooked macaroni. So it's already going well. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take the little macaroni pieces we've made and put them in a bowl. And there they go. Now the second thing you need if you're going to make low-carb macaroni and cheese is a low-carb cheese sauce, and that's not nearly as hard. There are lots of ways to make low-carb cheese sauces using different cheeses. What I'm going to do, because I want this to be fast and easy though, is I'm not going to take a lot of time to cook one up in advance. Instead, I'm going to take this cheddar cheese dip that you get on the potato chip aisle in the supermarket. It has 4 grams of carb per 2 tablespoons. So this is the highest carb thing we're going to use. I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons. There we are. And then I'm going to add one other thing to the initial mix, and that is some mild cheddar cheese shreds. This is also very low carb. A serving is 1/4 of a cup, and it's like half of a gram of carb per 1/4 cup. So I'm going to take some of the low carb cheese shreds, and I'm going to sprinkle them in here. And then I'm going to gently fold all of this together. I'm not going to get aggressive with it, because if you do that, it'll break the tofu pieces, and we don't want that. We just want to generally and gently mix it up together. And putting the cheese shreds in at this stage, by the way, will help get that cheddar cheese taste in between the pieces, along with the more liquid sauce. Incidentally, if you do make a sauce another way, that's fine. It's whatever you like, but because of how delicate the tofu is, even though this is extra firm, you need to make sure that the sauce you make is something you can easily fold in. If it's something that you've got to really use some muscle power for, it's gonna risk breaking the individual macaroni pieces. If you're okay with that, that's fine, but I like them to survive until I eat them. Then, just to top it off, I'm going to take a little bit extra of the cheese shreds and put them on top. And thus far, we're running between the tofu and the cheese shreds and the cheese dip, we're running about 5 grams of carb for this bowl, which is awesome when you think what we're duplicating. I mean, macaroni and cheese, wow, 5 carbs. To add a little extra to it, I'm going to also sprinkle in some real bacon pieces, and these have no carbs. And I'm just going to put them on because there isn't anything that doesn't go better with bacon. So it's just my own little flavor garnish. And then I'm going to put it in the microwave, and I'm going to cook it for 2 minutes, and I'll show you what the finished product looks like. Okay, we're back, and while the macaroni and cheese was in the oven, I did my cleanup, I put away my ingredients. Here's the end result. It's still quite warm, which is why I'm using this ceramic plate instead of the paper plates I normally use as a single guy. But while it's cooling, I'm going to add one more last little bit of garnish, and that is a chopped green onion to the top. And these don't cook as well in the microwave, so I add that last. And there we are. We have a nice, very creamy, very delicious, and very low carb alternative to macaroni and cheese. It has a lot of the same texture and eating experience, and so I encourage you to try it. You can experiment with your own cheese sauces and things, and your own garnishes, whatever you like. To my mind, the three important things for this recipe are using the extra firm tofu, which may even be a little firmer if you give it a chance to drain for a while, because tofu contains a lot of water that will come out if you let it drain. And then secondly, cutting it into the small slices that are like pieces of macaroni. And then thirdly, the third key to this recipe is you need to make sure that the cheese sauce is something that you don't have to use elbow grease for, so you don't have to stir it vigorously enough to damage the imitation pasta pieces. You want to be able to just gently fold it in. And so there we are. Very easy, very fast, and very delicious. Bon appetit.